Alright, so real quick, we're going to solder some copper piping. First, you want to make sure that what your soldering tool is clean. You know, use a piece of sandpaper, clean it up. We're using 1/2 inch. Also, too, you want to make sure you have your flux. Very important to have flux. If not, it's not going to seal properly. Put a little dab, put it on a paper towel, whatever, however you want to do it. And then you're going to put that back down. Put your little 1/2 inch coupler on there. Light your propane torch or whatever you prefer. Doesn't have to be extremely hot. But it will get hot. The point is to not, melt the solder on to, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not trying to use the flame to melt the solder. We're trying to get the copper hot enough to where the solder melts onto the copper. Very important. Again, use either some really good gloves or just don't touch the thing pipe. So you can see it starting to melt on there. Now my stuff's not like beautiful, but it's very functional. Flux is going to suck this into it. Make sure you have a good weld. But you can see inside there. I got a flashlight. Make sure this is off. So like I said, this is ugly as all get out. But you can see inside here, for this scenario, you can see that it's gotten into, it's been sucked into it. So that's going to perform just fine. That looks like crap. I got it. So now we're going to use our cutting tool to cut a piece off and weld to that as well, or solder rather. I prefer this one. There's other stuff out there, but simple, doesn't make a mess, and it's pretty precise as long as you know how to use it. I'm going to turn it a little bit, tighten it, turn, tighten, keep doing it. Start getting, going to the next step, you want to take a tool like this or something similar and clean up the outside and the inside, both ends that you're going to be using. And then same thing we did before. I'm going to scratch it up a little bit, clean it up with some sandpaper. You don't have to get crazy, but I want to make sure there's nothing in there. I'm going to put a little bit of flux on the end that we are soldering. I don't think you could use too much. I mean, I wouldn't I don't know. I'll put a gallon of it on there, but I gotta remember that that's hot. Alright. I like to use the couplers that have the little dot on, and it's like a little stop. That way there's not too much material on one side, you know, than the other. It's the same amount of material on both sides as long as you butt it up. All right. Okay. You know, when you're given the option to maneuver the piece that you're using, I'd suggest, you know, putting the solder on the top side and letting it kind of go down. You can rotate it too, but all right. Really wet towel. Be careful, it's hot. Again, wipe it off. So because you can't see inside of this piece, you know, you're going to be doing this with other pieces you can't see inside of. You want to make sure that you can see an even amount, and there's no like pitting or holes. You know, we already validated that that one's good to go. That looks like crap, but this one we can't look at, so we need to make sure it's good from the outside perspective.